Another way to run a port is from a pivot table. Now, to use pivot table, we advise that you turn off a certain feature and make sure it's off. So go to File and then Options, and then go to Data, and this prefer the Excel data modeling when creating pivot tables and queries and stuff like that. Make sure that that is off, and mine is. Go OK. Okay, now go to our cleaned up data, the ETF underscore ETN data table that was made from Get and Transform, and go to Insert, and then under Tables, Pivot Table. It's going to assume the entire table. It's going to make a new worksheet, which is what I want. OK. And then I'm going to rename this sheet instead of sheet 2 or 1 or whatever. I'm going to call it Pivot Top 10. And it's because it could be the top 10 Vanguard or top 10 ProShares. I'll show you in a minute. And then over here I have what are my pivot table fields. Now you can't see it very well because I have such a small screen. So I'm going to temporarily hide my, my ribbons. And then I'm going to choose for the rows that I want ETFN name and the symbol underneath ETFN name. And the values, and while I'm up here, I'm going to choose brand as the filter, because sometimes I'm going to filter, and it shows up here. I'm going to filter ProShares. Sometimes I'm going to filter Vanguard. And then what I'm interested in, as I was before, is the 2018 returns, because that's the last full year that they have it. This was the data was collected in the middle of 2019. Now I'm going to close this down, the table fields, just so I can see more of my data, and I'm going to go into a new ribbon that opens up as long as you are in a pivot table, which is design. And now I'm going to keep it down. I'm going to click the down arrow and always show the ribbon. Okay, now I want to clean this up a bit. I'd like to first change this row labels. I'm going to call it ETF/ETN name. And I'd like to get these symbols to the right of instead of underneath. And then we do that with layout tabular. And then I want to remove all these, the subtotal, because there's only one per one, like having a subtotal for each one doesn't make sense. So I'm going to remove the subtotals, and that's under the subtotal option, do not show subtotals. There we go. And now I'd like to show these as percentages, the sum of 2019. So I'm going to right click on it and choose number format as a percentage to 2 decimal places. And the next thing, it doesn't really make sense to have these as a sum. Some are different different lengths of time. It's better to see them as an average. So I'm going to right click on it and choose summarize values by, and this is only an option because we are having the sum of this. How are we summarizing it? It's by average. And the way you can tell we're on the same page, if you go N down, it should be a negative 7.62. Okay, so now I can run the report. So I'm going to choose the brand here, ProShares. And there are my 10 ProShares. Oh, no, wait, not yet. But it's just all ProShares. And then now I want to choose top 10. So on this very first column, click the down arrow and value. You will see top 10. Now, you can't really see it here because my screen is so small. I'm going to shrink this again. Top 10. And we are going to do it by the 2019 return of those ones. And then I want to, these are the top 10, but I want to make sure that they're in the right order, the kind of a scrambled order of the top 10. So I'm going to choose this same thing and then choose more sort options. And I want to go descending, and descending on which column? The average of top total 19 returns. Now they're in the top 10. And if I wanted to, I could change this to Vanguard. And the same thing.